Hi guys, Riz Khan here from REOncapital.com. I want to congratulate you on your commitment in taking the first step to purchasing REO directly from the banks. The training videos on finding out exactly which bank has the REO of your interest is on its way, and you should have that in about 10 minutes or so. In the meanwhile, I've prepared this very special offer for you that allows you to obtain the name and number of the REO contact at the bank of your choice. That's right, imagine having the exact name and number of the actual decision maker who's in charge of selling the REO from the bank. Okay, so again, there's a 7-step process, right? Step number 1, that's on its way in your email. You'll know how to do that. You'll know how to find out which bank you should speak to. But this particular video now focuses on step number 2, which is finding out who's that critical contact at the bank. Who is the REO contact, okay? So I want to show you a free resource on the internet that tells you exactly who the bank contact is, who is in charge of disposing of that owned real estate from the bank, so that you can then contact them and buy your REO directly from the banks. Again, imagine this scenario, right? What if you could purchase REO directly from the banks without having to go through any middleman, without having to go through any agents? How much cheaper could you purchase those properties for? What if you knew exactly who to speak to at the bank, who to call at the bank, right? Sound like a stretch? Look, I used to think so too, until it all happened to me, right? In the past few years, I've used this free internet resource to obtain hundreds of REO lists directly from the bank. I've done this for my buyers again and again and again. I've also used this same resource that I'm going to show you, right, to purchase REO from the banks for as low as 25 cents in the dollar. That's right, and sometimes even lower. I'm not saying you're always going to be able to do that. It just depends on the situation of the bank and how, desperate they are to dispose of those distressed assets. Okay, but the thing that got me there was knowing who to speak to and having a script and knowing what to say to that person. Okay, let me show you what I mean. What you've got at the moment, right? So based on the email, you're going to be able to get this Excel file. Okay, so the email is going to teach you how to download this Excel file from the internet. That's what the training resources that have been sent to you. If you look at this Excel file carefully, what you'll find is that towards the end of it, if you keep on going towards the end of this, they actually give you a web address of the bank, right? So here's the web address for this bank, www.1880bank.com. That's great. But, if you want to buy this REO, who do you speak to? Who's the man over there that you've got to contact? That information is not in the Excel file, okay? So you have the Excel file, but who is the REO contact? Who is the decision maker? Who do you actually speak with, right? That's not in the file, but don't worry about that because I want to show you how to get that. That's what this video is about. I'm going to show you exactly how to get that, right? Using a free resource on the internet that tells you exactly who that bank contact is, who is in charge of disposing of the owned real estate so that you can then contact them and buy your REO directly from the banks, right? Now look, let me just show you exactly how I myself use this information. This is my deal management software. This is how I use it, right? I get that information and I put it into my database. I'm not saying this is how you have to use it, but I'm just showing you an example of how I use it. I actually start to, have a deal management database where deals go from, where I've got the REO contact and I haven't called them. And then, after I maybe call them, I may send them out the first email, right? I may have my initial call. After the initial call, I'm then waiting on a list, right? And after I'm waiting on a list, I then give that to my best buyers, get an offer from them, put on a spread to it, and I'll make an offer back to the bank, right? And then I'm just waiting for the bank to, accept or reject the offer. But basically, you can use that information how you need. So now if I want a bank contact in Atlanta, I just come here and type in Atlanta, I'm just typing that in, enter, and it just finds me that contact. I can't open this information and show it to you simply because that's confidential information. But just to give you, again, an idea of the type of information that I do collect, right? I collect the REO contact's title, the name, the bank name, their direct phone numbers, right? The state, the city that they're in, if it's listed on the MLS or not, right? And I also just, put in some information about, what they've got in terms of, is it residential, commercial, is it single, multi-family, apartment, condos, what is it? And at the bottom, I just put in some notes and also any communications I've had. And then of course I start to then basically, categorize that and tag it as to what part of the deal am I up to, right? Have I never called them? Have I called them? Have I had the initial call? Am I waiting for REO? Am I waiting for a list? Whatever I'm up to, I tag it and then I sort of group it by that, okay? So I've got this information here for around about 5,500 banks or so. I haven't got the contact details for all of them. I think I've got it for, around about 900 banks or so, okay? But that's how I use information. Then what I do, when I actually call them up, what I do, I've got these scripts, okay? These are my mind maps, and I've got these scripts that tell me exactly what I need to say to the bank, right? I call them up and I've got a complete script that I follow. It's almost robotic, where I just repeat the words, and it just becomes second nature, so that I know exactly what to say to the person. I phone the bank, I know what to say, I know who I need to speak to, I know who I need to ask for, and I know how to get put through to that person. Okay, so I've got a script that allows me to get put through to the REO contact. Once I'm with the REO contact, I then keep this up just in case he asks me some questions. I can use this to answer any questions that he may have from me, but then I can also use this to ask him questions about what he's got, because again, the objective is to get the list, right? If you go back to the 7-point process, the objective there is to get that list. Okay, so that's how I use the information. Okay, now again, this information, it's freely available over the internet, so there's no reason why you can't do this too. Let me show you exactly what you're getting. Okay, number one, you already have. Okay, that's going to be in your email. You're going to know which bank to contact, right? I'm going to give you number 2, 3, and 4, right? I'm going to give you a video course that shows you exactly how to find the REO contact for free using internet resources that are freely available. Okay, then number 3 there, I'm going to give you my exact script that I use, right? The exact script that I use, that I talk and say and I speak with on the bank to be able to get put through to the REO contact. And then I'm going to give you another script that I use, that I then, when I'm speaking to the REO contact, what do I say to him in order to get that list? Okay, so one, I'm going to give you the video course, the video training to be able to find the REO contact. Then I'm going to give you the script to phone the bank and get put through to the REO contact. And then I'm going to give you another script that you're going to say to the REO contact in order to get the list. Okay, and I'm going to do this for the price of today only, for one payment of $27. That's right, guys, only $27. Look, I could easily charge $500 for this, but for today only, it's a one-time payment of $27. So click the buy button below and get your access immediately. I was first introduced to notes and REO business back in about 1999, right? But I made so many mistakes and so many blunders, right? I've seen it all, from flipping to fixing up, right? From flipping houses to fixing them up and then selling them for a profit, right? From wrapping houses to, trading houses on options, okay? From residential to commercial to construction to agricultural land. You name it, I've seen it. Although I started investing into real estate in 1999, it wasn't until about 2012 where I really started to learn about buying direct from the banks. Okay, up until that point, I really struggled to break that $1 million barrier. So what I did, I invested into myself, right? I basically went out there and learned everything there was about buying direct from the banks. I read every book, I took every course, every blog, website, training, I took it all because I wanted to just completely immerse myself into this concept and master it, and that I have now done. Okay, so what I'm presenting to you, my training module that I'm presenting to you, it's a summation of the experiences that I've had where I've learned firsthand on what really works. Okay, and now I'm giving that to you. Again, imagine being able to buy your properties direct from the banks, right? So let's just recap. Number one, you've already got, right? Number two there, I'm going to give you a video course on how to find the REO contact. Number three there, I'm also going to give you my script on how to talk to the banks so that you get put through to the decision maker. And number four there, I'm going to give you another script so that you know exactly what to say to the REO contact in order to get the list. Okay, but it gets better from here, right? I'm also going to give you another bonus. I'm going to give you my educational mind maps. So these mind maps that I've made here, right, when I've done a course or I've read a book or just other tips that I've picked up on the way, I've made these mind maps and they're very extensive, right? They just continue on. I can keep on opening it and it won't fit on the page, right? So I've got them, each one of them closed. All these dots that you're seeing here, they just continue to open up. I'm going to give you this complete mind map so that you can just learn this concept from start to end, right? And it it goes on, right? So from start of making a deal and how to close that deal, how to find things, other resources on the internet, the actual action plans that I took, right, from start to end on exactly how to do these deals. That's just a bonus that I'm throwing in, okay? And even better than that, I'm making this a zero risk proposition for 30-day risk-free trial, right? Listen, go ahead and take this training, get the videos and see if it works for you. I know that each person will get different results, and for some people it may not work out, and that's okay. That's why I'm giving you a 30-day, no questions asked, money back guarantee, okay? The price for this is normally $4.97, but you can have it today for just one payment of $27. That's right, guys, one payment of $27, okay? So claim your training videos now and save over $400. With this discount and the 30-day risk-free trial, you cannot lose. Click the button below and get started today. But do it now, because this special offer will end soon. I'm not going to keep this special promotion open for long. Okay, I'll soon start to charge the appropriate fee of $4.97, but not for you. You get all of this for a one-time payment of only $27. So click the buy button below and get started today. Looking forward to seeing you on the other side.